Over here.
We took the...
So, the victim is called Alice Asher. She owned this tobacco shop. She was killed yesterday with a blow to the back of the head. Let me...
Is Jap being too relaxed? Let us find the clues that prove it.
Poirot, my friend, give me a minute to find...
Is Jap being too relaxed? Let us find the clues that prove it. Jap is in a good mood. I bet he thinks he's already caught the culprit.
The last customer to see Mrs. Asher alive left her shop at 5:30. The body was found at around 11 in the evening by an officer doing his rounds. The shop door was open. That's what alerted him.
Had anything been taken?
A little tobacco maybe, but you'd hardly murder for a few smokes. There's nothing of any real value in the shop.
What type of woman was Mrs. Asher?
In her 50s.
Her
Aha, Franz Asher, the husband. Alcoholic and violent. It's said that he regularly insulted his wife and threatened to kill her.
A little too easy, don't you think?
You like complications, don't you? Well, this time you may be disappointed.
Peut-être. May I examine the crime scene?
Of course, old chap.
I'll be with you in a minute.
She has a packet of play. She just has... This poor... I can't see any... The place is... Nothing suggests any sign of a fight. Red liquid is oozing out. No, it's just some... It's not just any... It's open at the left. There are no prints on the board. The counter is... There are cigarettes packets in a mess on the shelf.
So,
So,
no, Of course, my friend, I'll do it straight away.
The till does not appear. Ah, a mechanism has just... The till is full of money. This must be the key to the back. Did Alice Asher's blood? An inscription in German. The ashes were her love. This interior is very simple. Mrs. Asher lived very simply. What a strange box. This button appears to activate a... That should do it. Who is this young woman? To my dear Aunt Al. The vic... Such a pretty decoration. I heard the fence up. Medicine. Laudanum base. It's strange to find From Mr. Despite this, Mrs. Asher's meager. Let us now try and. The motive is definitely not final. I think I've looked everywhere here. Let us see if I can.
4p a letters, a lovely large letters, 4p only. I'll be with you in a few minutes, sir.
This woman appears to be a smoker. She's a big smoker. She must have been a customer at the tobacco shop. How much are your lettuce, please?
A lettuce? That'll be 5p, kind sir.
£5?
That's right. Maybe so it's slightly hard of hearing.
I heard you shouting a lovely large lettuce 4p only earlier.
Did I? Well, I must have been mistaken. Begging your pardon. But if I said 4, it's 4. Why not take 2 for 8?
No, thank you. I was only asking. Did you know Alice Asher well?
And for starters, who are you?
I'm Hercule Poirot, the detective.
You're foreign, that's for sure, with your accent and your odd way about you. And you're here about Alice's murder, I suppose. Well, I've nothing to say to you.
Did you speak to the victim yesterday?
No, I never saw her.
I do not quite understand. You work next door to each other, but you do not see each other?
It's true. I didn't see her all day.
I know that Alice Asher bought strawberries from you yesterday.
Well, you know more than I do, then. Run along now. I have work to do.
A bottle of poor quality.
Hey, Poirot. Is the greengrocer causing trouble?
No, please, leave her.
I found the victim's niece.
Thank you. Let us now try and... Mrs. Asher was... Jap had the body removed out of respect for the victim. How do you do, Mademoiselle Drower?
How do you do, sir? What's happened is terrible.
How do you do, Mad? Is her grief sincere? She appears to be very upset. She's dressed in mourning. She looks fragile. Stop crying, please. It is very annoying.
You don't understand. My aunt was the only family I had.
If you are her only relative, you will be the only one who inherits.
Sir, my aunt was poor. And in any case, I'm not interested in any legacy.
Yes, that is what everyone says. Hastings, please see this young lady home. I fear that it's quite impossible to finish our interview at present.
Poirot, what have you done? I've never known you be so brutal.
We have to wait for...
Them.
I wonder what...
It's Alice Asher's no... Bodley. A box of new stockings. I am accusing you of the murder of Mrs. Asher.
What? It wasn't me!
According to the victim's account book, you owed her £10 for tobacco and magazines.
That's a lie. She owed me £1. I swear.
Enough lies!
It's not lies. But you're not quite as clever as what you think.
Now, please be so kind as to explain this.
Look at my account book. Alice owed me £11 for fruit and vegetables. I may have had a slate at her shop, but she had one at mine. She owed me £1. And that reminds me I have to get it back from her niece.
That is quite enough. Your account book has saved you, but I might ask Chief Inspector Japp to throw you in the cells for 1 or 2 nights while he checks your entries. Do you want to go to prison?
Prison? Now that's not fair. I haven't done nothing.
In that case, I am counting on your full collaboration.
Yes, sir. Of course, sir. Listen, I didn't kill Alice, I swear. But it's true that I did go to the shop yesterday.
At what time?
6 o'clock. She left me a note saying she wanted some strawberries if I got some. I received them late, about 6. So I took them over to her.
But you did not see her.
She wasn't in the shop, so I just put the strawberries on the counter and left.
Did you steal anything?
I swear I didn't. Alice could have come back any second. What do you take me for?
You were not alarmed?
I thought Alice had just gone to get her medicine from her room and that she'd be straight back.
You mentioned medicine.
Something for her cough. She used to take it a lot.
Who do you think killed her?
France. Her scoundrel of a husband. He was always after her for something. Well, he's a foreigner. Sorry, sir. What I mean is he's German. That's even worse.
Did you see Franz Asher enter the tobacco shop late yesterday afternoon?
Well, no. But at that time of the day, the streets are packed, and I have better things to do than watch her shop.
I'll just borrow your bottle a moment.
Take it. It's what Alice used to sober up her husband. But try not to empty the bottle.
Let us now try and get our brain cells to work. The priority is to question. Mes amis, I can say without a doubt that poor Mrs. Asher was killed between 5:30 and 6.
Killed when...
I've been talking to the...
No one see. Yeah.
They ought to be more careful about who they hire.
This man is in rather a bad state. This man has been fighting and he smells of alcohol. We know that you threatened to kill your wife, Asher.
So what? You shouldn't take things so seriously, sir. Nothing but empty threats. We didn't get on all that badly.
So, if things were going so well with your wife, why did you not live with her?
She was the one that left. Nothing to do with me, sir.
You can't have treated her very well for her to run away.
No, sir, no. I wouldn't say I never laid a finger on her, but it was only normal. She was my wife.
Are you often involved in fights?
I don't know what you mean.
Asher, look me in the eye and tell me that you were in a fight.
I'm looking. No, I wasn't in a fight.
You are right. Looking at the state of you, you did not defend yourself. So someone gave you a good beating.
A beating? No way. All right, he tore my coat and gave me a black eye. You see the state of him.
Very interesting. Who is the other that you struck?
Probably best if I tell you everything. Yesterday afternoon, I met Roderick Tanner. We'd bet on a dog fight together.
An illegal bet, naturally.
Yes, sir. Our dog won. Roderick got the money, but he refused to give me my share.
And you fought about it. What time was this?
In the evening, about 6, I think. We were on the other side of town. You see, I couldn't have killed my wife.
Let us now try and get our brain cells to work. The murderer probably pretended to be a customer. Let us now try and get... The murderer deliberately...
Usher's alibi.
One thing is...
But he is not very educated. It certainly was not him who wrote the letter signed ABC. We know the murderer
I agree with...
and the murder.
In...
Yeah, but as... The killer enters the shop. Mrs. Asher turns around to greet her customer. The murderer asks her for some tobacco. She turns her back to him. He seizes the opportunity to strike her. He then places the ABC upside down before leaving. Everything appears to match the crime scene, mon cher Hastings. That is exactly what happened.
Asher,
She had
no doubt.
Bien.
No,
See you soon.
Well, do you have any idea about the killer's identity?
The crime was committed by a man of medium height, with red hair and suspicious eyes. He has a slight limp on the right foot and a wart just below his shoulder blade.
Poirot! What should...
Do not.
I thought I heard the postman. Maybe there's...
I will go and see. Dear Mr. Poirot, we're having a crazy time. The next crime will be in Bexhill. We must...
Did the letter indicate...
To be honest, I think we can already guess something about the next victim. But I need to think about it a little more. Let us examine this smoke. Certain characters in the two. Let us examine the character. Yes, this eye is weird. Yes, the eye. I have to find. Let us examine the character. Yes, The A appears to be quite unusual. That's right. The A character. I have to find some other similar defects to confirm my theory. The W is... No, this character... Of course, the W... My theory was right. Both letters were written on the same...
You surprise me,
But there is nothing. Let us now try and get our...
So?
Oui, I believe so. But I am afraid it is not enough to stop the murderer. Let us go and see Chief Inspector Japp. I will explain there. To Scotland Yard, please.
Don't be so impatient, Poirot. You're getting preferential treatment. I've refused...
Japp appears to be snowed under. Japp appears to already be overloaded with work. My news is not going to improve matters. Bonjour.
Are you...
I fear so.
Good God.
The killer is mad, so he's unpredictable. We can only...
You surprise me, Poirot. I've often heard...
I didn't realize you had such a good memo. Bien, we should leave you to work, Chief.
You have a few days to prepare.
Thank you for coming.
Poirot?
Chief Inspector Japp, your call does not bode well.
Indeed, we have just found the body of a young woman on the beach in Bexhill. An ABC was placed on the body.
We'll be there as soon as possible.
Bexhill is a delightful town. It would be nice to come back and visit.
I do not entirely agree. Walking at the beach damages my shoes, and it hurts my knee.
So the years have not spared you,
That is exactly what I said to myself when I saw you back from your travels.
Poirot!
Do not be offended, Hastings. I can see Japp waiting for us. And from his face, I would say that things are not looking good.
How do you do, gentlemen? I fear we haven't yet... Death occurred...
Was
Come on.
The body...
has... These marks a break. The guide is open. This key is... Apart from the marks on... The young woman wasn't... Either the murderer stole or belonged. She was a great beauty. Let us now try... The poor child must have... Let us now try and get... The medical officer should confirm that the victim was strangled with her own belt.
That's what I... She shows the...
With a little luck,
You are too optimistic, Hastings. A dual locking padlock. It definitely was. The purse is... Here is the... A top... as well. Betty's first day at work. So, the young lady...
Jap has...
Elizabeth...
But what?
Never mind.
Yes,
You are far too impatient, Hastings. Let the poor people take in the news first. Let us go and visit the cafe where Betty worked.
I'll be with you in a minute, gentlemen. I'll be with...
Something tells me that she's the owner of the ginger cat. This woman must...
How can I...
A hot chocolate.
I'll bring it...
I need to know the time range during which Betty was working on her own. These are the different ways. Where is Betty? Betty worked from 11 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. Would she have been alone at any time during her service? Interesting. Betty was alone. Most probably a single man, a whiskey lover. This bill may have been written by Betty. Most probably a family. Betty served a family and a man on his own, a whiskey drinker, maybe the murderer. This information will help me to progress.
What? Gentlemen, what are you doing?
We are searching for clues, mademoiselle. My name is...
That is correct.
She...
This is...
Do not be so sure. Miss Barnard's tragic death may be a good advertisement for you.
It makes one despair of human nature. Poor young girl. She was a hard-working and pleasant young woman. I didn't know her that well. She'd only been here for 2 summers. I know that she had a young man. He used to call for her sometimes.
This photo was found. Is this him?
Yes, that's him all right. But I haven't seen him for some time.
I find young people today very hard to understand.
You needn't tell me that. A few weeks ago, they argued just outside the cafe. Imagine what my customers must have thought.
I hope for you that it was an isolated incident. It must be difficult to keep a respectable establishment if your staff show themselves to be so shameless.
The young man only made a scene the once. Jealousy, no doubt. It must be said the young girl was very pretty.
Thank you for your time, Mademoiselle Mérion. You have been of great help.
The customer who ordered the whiskey might provide us more information.
It is an interesting idea, Hastings. Maybe he is...
I don't think so. Our regular guest... At this time of the year, there are a lot of tourists about you never...
That's what... Time to... How do you do, mademoiselle?
I know...
I do not know if that is a... You are Betty's...
Yes,
Can we come in?
please do. My
Do not...
Did you know your...
No, she went...
What was you...
Her new dress. She wanted a pair of black stockings to go with it. Mother brought her a pair. The very day it happened. She was crying. And to think that Betty never even wore them. Poor Mummy.
This gramophone is... Family photos and files. The Barnard appeared to make music a priority in their budget. They're all mis... What is she feeling at the moment?
Mr. Poirot, I don't like...
What is she feeling at the moment? Betty's older sister is not just sad, she is angry. Your sister had a fiancé, I believe?
Yes, he's called Donald Fraser. A very nice man.
Was your sister seeing anyone else?
My sister wasn't a child, sir. She used to go out. She enjoyed films, dancing. She was a very good girl who didn't hang around with men. That's what they always say, no?
I am not interested in what people say. I am interested in the truth, Mademoiselle Barnard. If you only knew how much I would like to talk with someone who does not know that your sister is dead and who could provide me with a true portrait of her beyond the formalities.
The truth is that my sister was a silly little fool. I tried to reason with her, but she behaved like an idiot.
In what way?
She used to say that if she was going to marry Don, she might as well have some fun now.
I understand. Please continue.
Oh, it's...
But of course.
Betty's room is opposite the stairs on the first floor. Feel free to take a look if you think it might be useful.
This young woman is far too clever not to have anything else.
Do you think she's high?
That is what I...
Surely you...
I did not say anything of the sort. But young women, who knows, maybe...
I see. She may have... Or maybe...
We have to study... Well, I try... Bring him to the Ginger Cat. I would like to talk with him before the Chief Inspector finds him. A box. I have not finished. It looks like Betty was also a music lover, the same as her family. Without a doubt, Betty used to sing. Looking at old... It looks like Betty has a very busy life. Betty liked luxury and going out, and being as pretty as she was, she probably did not have any problem getting herself invited. A record sleeve with an handwritten title. this small key. Medicine to prevent. Something on this clock bothers me. There, that's better. This wooden panel is blocked. This wooden panel is blocked. This wooden panel is blocked. I can't open it. Good. It should be. Look, a key. This could be useful. What a strange mechanism. The central cock is blocked. Ah, something. This could be useful. Betty, I enjoyed. My dearest Betty. Let us see. There is bound to be a clue. I heard the sound of a... I just have to put the record. It looks like something.
Oh, Donald! We're in the middle of...
Sorry, Betty, but...
You're such a killjoy sometimes.
Betty was such a good singer.
It's true.
Yes.
It looks like this woman is single, but she has feelings for someone. She is looking so intensely at this photo. But is it really her sister that she's studying in this manner? They made the perfect couple, huh?
Yes, in a way.
Well,
He's a bright man. He would have...
I hear. You have not mentioned Donald's jealousy.
There's nothing to say.
You are a poor liar, Mademoiselle Bernard.
Excuse me, Mr. Poirot, but I do not see why you are interested in our humble little crime.
It would appear that your sister's murder is the second in a series that we have to stop as quickly as possible. The first was in Andover, and the same as your sister, the murderer sent me a letter informing me that a crime would be committed in that town. Now can I count on your honesty?
Yes, you have my confidence, Mr. Poirot. Don is a quiet and sensitive young man, slightly reserved too, and as is often the case with reserved people, when he flew into a temper, he completely lost control. He could be so violent. Betty was frightened.
And when was this?
The first time was about a year ago, but they rowed more recently. Donald found out that Betty had lied to him. She said she was going out with a girlfriend, but she went out for dinner with a married man. It was an awful scene. She told him that until they were married, she was free to go with whoever she pleased. Donald turned quite pale and started shaking and kept saying one day...
Well?
He'd commit murder.
So you were afraid that he would become our main suspect. I know that Fraser was jealous, but I wonder why you feel the need to protect him.
Exactly. Had you not told me about the case, I would never have dared to tell you about this little matter. Don loved Betty with all his heart. I can't imagine for one instant that he would hurt her.
Very good, Mademoiselle Bernard. Thank you for your help.
Fraser is at the Ginger Cat. The police haven't spoken to him, but they want to.
Très bien. Au revoir, mademoiselle.
Of course, Mr. And don't be too hard.
If you say Let us now try. Let us now try.
Mr. Poirot.
You've seen Fraser?
He's a big... I talked to him...
Bien. Megan Barnard said he is a reserved character but with a nasty temper. We will see if this is the case. How do you do, Mr. Fraser?
You Hercule Poirot?
Yes.
At least let me...
This man looks suspicious. Donald Fraser is in a terrible state, as if he hadn't slept all night. And he's drinking White Horse.
Leave me alone. Tell me that it's a mistake. That Betty isn't dead.
Sadly, your lady friend has been murdered, Mr. Fraser.
Oh, Betty, if only you'd listened.
If I have understood correctly, Betty was not the sort of person to listen to advice.
You're right. She always did as she pleased.
And what did she have in mind for yesterday evening?
She said she was having dinner with her sister.
Yet Megan only returned to Bexhill this morning, Mr. Fraser.
I didn't know.
Right. May I ask you what you were doing yesterday evening?
I spent the evening working.
Your colleagues can confirm this?
No, I often take work home with me.
You are lying, Mr. Fraser. As was Betty when she hid the fact from you that she was seeing other men.
Betty was a very decent young woman. How dare you sully her memory?
I am not interested in memories of her, Mr. Fraser. I am looking for a killer, and I need you to be my closest ally. That is, unless you have something to hide.
Of course I don't.
Très bien. So, what were we saying? Where were you yesterday evening?
I looked everywhere for her, but in vain. When she said she was going to have dinner with her sister on a weekday, I thought it was strange. I tried not to think about it, but I was like a lion in a cage. I was convinced she was lying. So I went round all the restaurants in the town. When I didn't find her, I went to the next town. But nothing. I must have got home about midnight or 1 o'clock.
Did anybody see you?
I don't think so. I didn't talk to anybody. I was so furious.
Ah, I knew I'd find you here, partner. I thought the victims...
Yes. Let us now try.
Fraser doesn't have...
You are very...
And yet you...
It is too soon.
I can't imagine how...
Let us try... The killer and the victim are walking on the beach. Miss Betty has a bag, a belt around her waist, and carries her shoes in her hand. Both of them walk slowly to hut number 5. Both of them walk slowly to hut number 6. Miss Betty enters the hut. She leaves without her belongings. Then she hides a coat. They keep walking. Then she removes her belt.
The murderer moves behind her and then attacks her by surprise. The body falls, lifeless, on the sand.
Everything appears to match the crime scene, Monsieur Hastings. That is exactly what happened. Without the ABC, we might have suspected Mr. Asher and Mr. Fraser. But by signing his crimes, the murderer is making sure he's accused. In a way, it is very...
Generous?
Indeed.
What are you...
Return to London, mon cher Hastings. Right, back to London.
Jap has decided to reveal details.
It is not a bad idea. The more people who know, the greater our chances of finding out something of interest.
Poirot. Paul? Good. He will strike. No time to lose. We must prepare our suitcases for...
Mon Dieu, it is already 10 o'clock. In his haste, Hastings tore the envelope. It is not a good time. Hello, chap.
Where and when?
In church.
Today?
I'll check the train time. It is not a good... Hastings, what you are doing is an absolute disaster.
Heavens, we must hurry.
Hastings, order and method are always necessary, regardless of the circumstances.
Okay. I'll let you pack them.
All the same, it really is a disgrace to leave your belongings in such a mess. Voila! It only took a minute.
Poirot, you were right. I've just consulted the ABC guide. There's no hurry. The next train doesn't leave till 11:45.
You see, there is no need to hurry. We will not be in Churston until tomorrow morning, after the murder.
But why has the murderer warned us so late? It's not what he usually does.
Very good question. We should also compare the letter with... Right, let us compare this new letter with the second one. Let us examine this more. Certain characters in the... Yes, this I... Yes, the I... I have to find some... Yes, the A... That's right, the A... I have to find... The W is not printed properly. Of course, the W can... My theory was right. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work. The letter should have arrived in time. The postmark shows that it was sent 3 days ago. However, our man... All the same, the post office took their time correct.
Come on, Poirot. Your address is not quite as well known as that of... Poirot, the
I have some news from Churchton. Bad news, I'm afraid.
Sir Carmichael Clark.
He was a famous throat...
Are you going?
Yes, let's meet on the train. The victim is called Sir Carmichael Clark, one of the best throat specialists in London. The body was still warm when we found it. If we'd been warned earlier, we definitely could have saved him.
It appears that the murderer made a mistake when he wrote his letter.
A mistake? Lucky for him.
And what if he did it on purpose?
No. He's defined his madcap rules and he's sticking to them. It's a matter of pride for him. Shall we go up to the house, Poirot?
You go, my friends. I will come soon. This place... The site is exceptional. It is easy to imagine that Sir Carmichael used to enjoy stopping here every evening. Jap has emptied the victim's pockets. It is pointless. An oriental dragon. Nothing appears to be missing. A signet ring. An ABC guide. The gravel on the path has been... Sir Carmichael. Apart from the wound to the throat, the body is untouched. The body is just in front of the vegetation behind. Let us now try and... Sir Carmichael had his back to the bush when the killer cut his throat from behind. A fatal blow that sprayed blood over a range of more than one. Let us now try.
Have you finished, Poirot?
Chief Inspector, many questions remain unanswered, but I am certain of what... The killer is a daring opportunist. He met Sir Carmichael at nightfall on this deserted path and took advantage of the situation.
Impossible. You forget the trampled grass behind the bush.
Ah, c'est vrai. It proved that he was waiting for his victim.
Quite right. He must have known Sir Carmichael's movements well to plan such an attack.
This time, theft may have been the motive for the crime.
Theft? But we found a wallet full of banknotes on the body and a watch worth at least £50.
Certes. I had forgotten these details. So we can exclude the theory of theft. Have you spoken to the victim's family, Chief Inspector?
I've spoken to the brother, Franklin Clark. I didn't get much out of him. He's yours. I must get the body removed.
To be honest, this inspector seems rather obtuse. I'm counting on your friend Poirot to catch my brother's murderer. Ah, here he is now. Please, Mr. Poirot. Mr. Poirot, this is my brother's secretary, Miss Thora Gray.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Poirot. Would you like some tea?
No, thank you, mademoiselle. I find it hard to digest. It is not the right time. Everybody is absorbed in their cup of tea. Let us take advantage. Everybody is absorbed. There is something very viril about him. Franklin Clark is an adventurer, the sort of man that women like. There is something elegant about her. She has good taste. Except perhaps in her choice of jewelry.
Please excuse me, I have to...
It is a once in a life.
My brother's wife is gravely ill. You will probably want...
Rather just say that you do not want her to testify.
You don't seem to realize her condition. She doesn't even know he's dead. Sorry, but it's not possible.
Of course, I understand. Someone set a trap for your brother. Who was familiar with his habits?
Everybody knew he took his evening walk at 8:30, and that he always followed the same path.
Was it your favorite novel?
The Railway Children by Edith Nesbit. I know it's a children's book, but it's enthralling.
So it was you who found the body?
Yes, along with the gardener.
Have you seen any strangers around the house recently?
No. As far as I know, nobody has been near the house.
Miss Clark.
Oh, Lady...
Hastings, while our host...
But, Poirot, a gentleman shouldn't...
I take full responsibility. All you have to do is to leave the drawing room door ajar and let me know if anyone is coming. There are some very valuable objects here. Compass pointing. Traditional. It is an emperor. Is playing. Dragon. A tut. A time. A. A. Comside's private collection. The catalog for some. Sir Carmichael's collection could write. The interior is richly decorated. Dragon. Sir Carmichael showed himself to be very consistent in his collection's theme. It's locked. I'm not going to leave now. Turtle, the dragon, the crane, and the tiger. I think I've already seen this motif somewhere. The position of each motif is correct. The position of each motif is correct. I think I heard a bang. This is interesting. This dagger. Ernest Logan. Lady Clark, your wife. I estimate that Lady Clark.
Here's Miss Gray.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Lady Clark's condition requires regular care. I believe you want to ask me a few questions.
Indeed, mademoiselle. This porcelain is remarkable. Is it old?
It's about 3 centuries old, I believe. Wait. Just a minute.
She appears to be very flustered. She is unable to hide her emotion, and her makeup has been disturbed. I think that this young woman has just been kissed.
Here?
You have a good knowledge.
Acquired while working with Sir Carmichael. I used to help him manage his collection and choose his new acquisitions.
And sometimes, he used to give you a piece as a gift. Is that right?
Gift? What do you mean?
I am referring to your brooch.
This old brooch?
Mademoiselle, you know perfectly well. I am talking about the magnificent brooch you were wearing earlier.
Yes, you're right. Sir Carmichael did give it to me. He valued my work. How could I refuse? He would have been offended.
You took it off because of Lady Clark, am I right?
Indeed. Lady Clark does not like this jewel. Why upset someone who is so gravely ill?
I see. This jewel is sinister, do you not think? A black dragon. An omen of death. It is not surprising that it frightens Lady Clark.
Oh no, I don't think so. The Chinese dragon is not destructive. It's a positive symbol.
Have you seen any strangers hanging around in the past few days?
No. Nobody has been near Cumside.
Tell me what happened last night.
After dinner? Well, I did some sewing and then I went to bed. I was woken by the telephone at 11. I heard Franklin Clark speaking with the gardener. They left with some lanterns and they found the body.
Am I right thinking that something is going on between you and Franklin?
How dare you ask me such a question?
You? How do you dare kiss your good friend in the house of a dead man?
Mr. Poirot, you are behaving despicably.
Miss Gray, if I may be so bold, please do not take offence. My friend has rather unusual methods, but all he wants is to find the murderer.
Yes, I understand.
Earlier, you asked me to watch the live...
That is sometimes the case.
And I saw...
Do you think this is...
No,
Well done, mon ami.
However, I don't...
The murderer did not... Sir Clark is taking his customary walk. Our killer is hiding behind a bush.
Just...
She appears to be very flustered. She's unable to hide her emotion, and her makeup has been disturbed. I think that this young woman has just been kissed.
Here?
You have
Acquired while working with Sir Carmichael. I used to help him manage his collection and choose his new acquisitions.
And sometimes he used to give you a piece as a gift. Is that right?
Gift? What do you mean?
I am referring to your brooch.
This old brooch?
Mademoiselle, you know perfectly well. I am talking about the magnificent brooch you were wearing earlier.
Yes, you're right. Sir Carmichael did give it to me. He valued my work. How could I refuse? He would have been offended.
You took it off because of Lady Clark, am I right?
Indeed. Lady Clark does not like this jewel. Why upset someone who is so gravely ill?
I see. This jewel is sinister, do you not think? A black dragon. An omen of death. It is not surprising that it frightens Lady Clark.
Oh no, I don't think so. The Chinese dragon is not destructive. It's a positive symbol.
Have you seen any strangers hanging around in the past few days?
No. Nobody has been near Cumside.
Tell me what happened last night.
After dinner? Well, I did some sewing and then I went to bed. I was woken by the telephone at 11. I heard Franklin Clark speaking with the gardener. They left with some lanterns and they found the body.
Why do you hate Franklin Clark?
But why would I hate him?
Miss Gray, if I may be so bold, please do not take offense. My friend...
Yes, I understand. I must rest. Please excuse me.
Earlier, you...
Do you...
No.
Well done.
However, I...
The murderer did... Sir Clark is taking his customary walk. Our killer is hiding behind a bush. The old man walks quietly along the gravel path. Then he turns towards the sea to gaze at it. The killer leaves his hiding place on the right-hand side. He approaches silently over the grass. Then he throws himself on his prey and cuts the poor man's throat. He then lays down the ABC before leaving. Everything appears to match the crime scene, mon cher Hastings. That is exactly what happened.
Just a minute. I'm getting dressed.
Mr. Kirst, have you recently returned from Churston?
Yes. Indeed I have.
Have you seen the papers? And to think that you might have rubbed shoulders with the killer. Imagine that. Mr. Kirst, are you all right? You don't seem well.
My apologies. My throat is burning and my head feels heavy. It's ever since the war, you know. Since my injury, my head has never been the same.
Poirot, it's a pleasure to be with you again after all these years. I looked for a gift to thank you, and I found this propelling pencil.
An authentic collector's item. You spoil me, mon ami.
And you more so by sharing investigations.
Do not underestimate the help you are to me, Hastings. Intellect is not everything. There is also goodwill, and you are not short of that. Let...
Ah.
Not...
Poirot...
I should take advantage of the silence. I should take it. Sometimes I love a brunette, sometimes. I should. The song says, sometimes I love a blonde who comes from Eden by way of Sweden. But I am not sure that this blonde is an angel. I should take advantage of the silence to examine them. I should take advantage of the silence to examine them. Donald is always on edge.
Leave me alone.
Donald Fraser is very nervous at the moment, even if he is trying hard to control himself. I should take advantage. She appears to have taken more care with her appearance than the last time. She's looking at Mr. Fraser out of the corner of her eye. Did she make herself beautiful for him? I ought to concentrate on my guests. I should take advantage. Franklin Clark always seems at ease, regardless of where he is. I wish to thank you all for coming. I wanted to bring everyone close to the victims here in order to unmask the murderer.
Get to the point, Mr. Poirot. What do you want from us?
Megan, dear girl, please be patient.
Mr. Poirot, how dare you address me by my first name?
Please excuse me, mademoiselle. What I ask is that you search your memories. The murderer must have left some trace.
Yes, he must have prepared his crimes very carefully.
Tout à fait. He did not get to Bexhill at midnight in order to strangle a young girl whose name by chance starts with P.
Must we go into that?
No, of course. Not if it makes you uncomfortable.
Come on, Mr. Poirot. I imagine we all feel terribly uncomfortable about these murders.
It's true. We've to catch the killer, not be spared the gory details.
Mr. Fraser, please get a grip on yourself.
Well, I want to help you, but I don't remember anything else. Nothing I haven't already said.
And you, Mademoiselle Barnard, did your sister say she was seeing another man?
She never would have told me.
Allons, surely sisters have no secrets.
She never spoke about any of that to me. Do you believe me, or do I have to repeat myself? Betty knew I didn't approve of her behaviour. Her flirting was spoiling any chance.
Tell me, mademoiselle, what did you...
Silly things. Her new dress. She wanted a pair of black stockings to go with it. Mother bought her a brand new pair. The day it
Your sister used to sing, I believe.
She dreamt about it, but she had a very bad cough. It troubled her greatly. She had to cancel auditions and miss lots of opportunities. A pity.
Yes, she sang.
Qui sait? In any case, let us now try and get our brand... So, ladies and gentlemen, we can now surmise without too much risk of error. It's a good start. Other meetings may be necessary. I hope that you will be able to...
Well, it's just that...
You do not have the money to pay for the train, is that it?
It's normal that people helping with this inquiry should be reimbursed. Starting with you, Miss Drower. Please allow me to pay for your train tickets.
Oh, sir, I cannot accept.
But you must. Mademoiselle, I may not be rich, but my brother left a fortune which will be mine.
Mr. Clark, that's very generous of you.
Well, someone has to foot the bill. Mr. Poirot, would it be possible for you to come back?
But of course. Thank you all for coming. We will meet again soon. The meeting was most...
Really?
Hasty. Let us now... first two victims.
We have...
It would pay.
Will...
I will do it.
Very well. Thank you for coming, Miss... Please excuse me,
Are you going on holiday, mademoiselle?
Not exactly, Mr. Poirot.
Miss Grey very kindly stayed with me to settle my brother's affairs. But
Ah, très bien.
I'll be absent all morning, Mr. Poirot, but the nurse is coming soon. She's...
Thank you, Mr. Clark. Have a nice trip, mademoiselle.
Mr.
My respects, madame.
Thank you.
The telephone in the hall. The Clark residence. Detective Hercule Poirot speaking.
How do you do, Mr. Poirot? I'm Lady Clark's nurse. I wanted to let you know that I won't be able to come for her injection today. Might Miss Grey be able...
She has just left, but I will take...
Thank you. That's very kind.
You can count on me.
Oh, thank you kindly. Goodbye, Mr. Poirot.
Here is the skeleton key. April 19. Lady Clark is in.
Ah.
You asked for me, chère madame.
Yes. Yes, of course, I wish to speak with you. But what was it about?
No doubt. You wish to talk to me about what happened to your husband?
Ah, yes. Oh, poor Carmichael. Has the madman who killed him been caught?
Not yet, chère madame. There was a great many people in Cheston on the day of the murder.
Indeed. People go straight to the beach. They don't come near Coomside.
So, there were no strangers around the house that day?
Who said that?
The people who live here. Your brother-in-law, Miss Grey.
Miss Grey? Oh, I don't like her. Franklin wanted her to stay, but I insisted she should go. Immediately.
You are entitled to do so, naturally.
I'm pleased that you approve. The others have been taken in by her. But at least you can see through that self-pity act. See what she's up to. Oh.
The subject would... The subject would... The subject would... This couple appears to be having fun. Lady Clark and Sir Carmichael were very happy, but they did not have any children. I hope that Hastings will not be cross with me.
Oh, what are we talking about? Ah, yes, Thora Grey. Oh, Carmichael had great esteem for her, but for me she was nothing but a hypocrite.
You're probably right, madame.
You have seen through her. I'm so pleased that I've convinced you.
Well, I appear to have been wrong about Thora Grey.
So you all agree. How nice it is to be all of the same mind.
Franklin really idealized Miss Grey.
Absolutely. It's so good to see that you all agree with me.
Miss Grey did look after you very well, though.
Outwardly. But she's hiding something. I think she tried to poison me.
Miss Grey? A poisoner? But everybody appears to like her.
It proves she knows what she's doing. She's manipulative and she's a liar.
A liar?
Let's see, didn't she say that on the day of the crime nobody was around Coomside?
That is correct.
Well, at 11 o'clock I saw her talking to someone.
Really? And what was this man like?
An ordinary sort of man with a very plain face. Oh, I don't remember well.
Was he a gentleman?
No, he was not a gentleman.
It would be best to leave her to sleep now. The telephone in the hall is... Hello?
Poirot, is that you?
Thank you for calling.
No, thank...
I question
Have you seen Thor?
briefly,
She's a fascinating...
but
Poirot, she...
each...
Poirot...
No, he... How am I going to open... Leaving the code on the trunk. What a strange character Franklin is. So, what is... I should be able to open the trunk now. There we are. Whiskey and other good quality drink. Why has Franklin put... an Allen key? An Allen key. Another screw. This engraving is not very easy. It is blocked. Franklin must really love his... A signet ring? A signet ring with a code written on it. 1587. It may be useful to me. The plates around the picture appear to have unlocked. I think I've already seen these symbols on Franklin's trophies. The Lion of Sumatra. The Alaskan Kodiak bear. The African kudu. I heard the sound of a strange way of protecting. A signet ring bearing the Clark's family's coat of arms. A number is written on it. These documents are very large. A dozen Eton College School Report. Sir Carmichael, dear thing, she, you wrote, I am Charlotte. I wish at home. I open, sir. It does. It's only a hinge. Nothing interesting. A Chinese symbol is engraved on this. Well. At last, the cupboard is open. Helmet, flat. Gentle and wild. The railway children. For Franklin. Und Heffis. Traveling in China. This unit contains the... No dust. No. Lots of dust. No. I see some papers that were not there. Ernest Logan. Lady Clark, your wife. I estimate that Lady... These daggers are... Valuer's report... Court and Brunskill. Order and method above all. Miss Thorogray comes arsenic trioxide. The Black Dragon's Curse. To Franklin, who will never grow up. January. July 19. February 19. Franklin appears to be very active. Franklin Clark appears to be a typical British gentleman, a good sportsman, a hunter, a traveller. Order and... Best to leave it. I am not going... Sir Carmichael's Comside's private. The catalogue for there are some very valuable traditional compass point. A dark dragon for a bright head. I've already seen similar. Attention, Franklin. Update. Where is the horrible smell? Something makes me brown pellet. Tut-tut. The gardener. There. There. This fountain makes a very relaxing sound. This fountain makes this wisteria. It was probably the gardener who lit this fire. Look here. The subject. Let us now try. everything that... Let us now... Thorough... I must put the skeleton key back and inform... Perfect. Allô, eh?
Yes,
Bien.
of course.
You will see.
Donald Fraser is here. He insisted on waiting to see you.
Daily Blag. Sometimes... Three... This... Royal... It's... Yes. On the one... After... Go to the... Let him drink. This man is... Donald is short of sleep, and it looks as if he didn't even bother to undress before going to bed.
Mr. Poirot, I don't know.
You are here to try and convince me that you are not guilty.
You don't understand me. Mr. Poirot, since Betty's death, I've doubts about myself. I don't know what to do. And I keep having a horrible dream 3 nights in a row.
A dream? I am no psychoanalyst, my friend.
Good God. How on earth could I have thought you'd listen to me?
Have a drink and tell me about this dream.
It's always this.
Have you seen Megan Barnard?
Yes, our grief has brought us together. But I would never...
Why not? Very... Let us now try... Mr. Fraser, I think that the real meaning of this dream is that you are in love.
Please go on.
This dream certainly betrays you.
Oh.
But what do you feel guilty about? Having killed your fiancé? Possible.
So you don't really think I was the one who...
I do not exclude.
Thank you for being...
It is late, Mr. Fraser.
I'll sleep on the...
Poor boy, he's...
Well, women seem to like him. I think Megan will take care of him. Oh, I remember. Did you order the...
Yes, we'll be...
Bien. It... Mademoiselle, I asked you here in order to answer a very important question. You lied to us, and I demand to know why.
But what are you talking about?
Yet, Lady Clark maintained that she saw you talking to a stranger on the front doorstep.
Really? She must have been mistaken. Oh, I remember now. I'd forgotten all about it, but it wasn't important. It was just a salesman. One of those traders who sell stockings from door to door.
Can you describe him to me?
Medium size, glasses, dark suit, and a felt hat. Not the sort of man you notice. Completely harmless. That's why I forgot.
Mr.
I am not going to play games with you, Mr. Fraser.
You don't understand me. Mr. Poirot, since Betty's death, I've doubts about myself. I don't know what to do. And I keep having a horrible dream 3 nights in a row.
Well, what are you waiting for? Tell me about your dream.
It's always the...
Have you seen Meg... Why? Let us now try... Mr. Fraser? This dream...
Oh.
But what...
So you...
I do not... It is...
Poor boy, he seems
Well...
Yeah.
Mademoiselle... You lied to us, and I demand to know why.
But what are you talking about?
Yet, Lady Clark maintained that she saw you talking to a stranger on the front doorstep.
Really? She must have been mistaken. Oh, I remember now. I'd forgotten all about it, but it wasn't important. It was just a salesman. One of those traders who sell stockings from door to door.
Can you describe him to me?
Medium size, glasses, dark suit, and a felt hat. Not the sort of man you notice. Completely harmless. That's why I forgot all about him.
Nothing else?
He was very hesitant and shy. Usually door-to-door salesmen are very confident, but he wasn't.
Mademoiselle, the circumstances of your departure do not appear very clear.
Mr. Poirot, your questions are offensive. I don't wish to lie. Lady Clark did not appreciate my presence. And Franklin cannot go against the wishes of a sick lady. He is a good man, and he worries a great deal about his sister-in-law.
I noticed that you left some personal belongings behind at Churston. It was too risky for you to keep these objects, am I correct?
Risky? What was the risk?
Keeping the brooch might have brought the curse of the dragon on you.
What? The curse of the dragon? It's a good subject for a story. Mr. Poirot, what sort of world do you live in?
Bien. I must ask you one last question. Please reply frankly with either yes or no. If Lady Clark had died, would you have agreed to marry Sir Carmichael if he'd asked you?
How dare you ask such a question? Sir Carmichael treated me just like his daughter. And all that I ever felt him was affection and gratitude, nothing else.
Thank you, mademoiselle. I will not keep you any longer.
I met Thora Grey on the stairs. Her cheeks were ablaze, and she appeared to be deeply hurt. Poirot, have you offended the poor girl again? Do you have good reasons for accusing her?
I accused her of nothing, Hastings. I simply asked her an important question she did not answer. Let us see if we can answer it for her. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work. You must know how to read between the lines, Hastings.
What if Sir
True, there are...
I see.
Do not get carried away.
Really?
Yes, would you... Let us now try and get our brain cells to work. It's perfectly clear, Hastings, perfectly clear. Indeed, a stalking seller visited Andover, Bexhill and Churston on the day of each murder. We have our suspect. This should be of interest, Jap. Hastings, it would appear that you are...
Really?
Chief Inspector, we are looking for a stocking salesman.
I see you have a suspect.
Yes. Contact all the stocking wholesalers who may employ him.
Your suspect is a salesman?
No, he does not take orders. He sells door to door.
Right. The hunt is on.
Are you leaving, Mr. Cust?
Yes, I'm going to Cheltenham.
You shouldn't travel today. You don't look very well.
I have to. I have engagements. I must respect them.
Can you get the post, Hastings?
And why don't you go and get it yourself?
Très bien. What's going on? I've never known Hastings to be so disagreeable. Poor Mr. Poirot. I'm quite sorry for you. If at first you don't succeed, try again. We've a long way to go still. Typery? No, that comes later. Letter T. The next little incident will take place in Doncaster on September 11th. So long. ABC. I should compare this letter with the one on my desk which I received earlier to see if it does indeed come from the same person. Let us examine this more closely. Certain characters in the two letters may have similar defects. Yes, this I is weird. Yes, the I characters in the two letters do in... I have to find some... Yes, the A... That's right, the A characters... I have to find some other similar... The W. Of course, the W characters in the two letters do indeed have the same... My theory was right. These two letters were written with the same typewriter. Hastings, he strikes tomorrow. Chief Inspector Japp?
He's on another line.
Yes, please.
Very well, sir.
Bien, now I'm going to see what I can find from these burnt documents. I've received the product I need. Hastings, if you do not mind, I would like you to take a few notes.
Yes, yes.
Now, what of this needs putting in order a little? This page is child's play. This page will be reconstructed in a flash. This page is finished. That's done. 3 more. It's so simple. This page is finished. And that's 2 done. This page will be This page is finished. Only 1 more. Keep going. This page will be... This page is finished. All the pages are... The cloth is now soaked. Got it! Make a note, Hastings, make a note. Mrs. Alice Asher, shop owner in Andover. Tracheitis, hemoptysis, prescribed laudanum.
I got it. Look. Poirot, where on earth did you find these files?
On a fire at the bottom of the garden at campsite.
All right, but where did the person who burned them find them?
Mon ami, it is a pleasure to be working with you. Alice Asher. Betty Bar. Alexander. Dick. Let us now try.
But why burn?
These are very good.
Hello, Poirot?
Any news, Chief Inspector?
You wanted a stocking seller? We have one. Reported by his landlady, who thought he was behaving suspiciously. He has the most
Alexander Bonaparte.
Yes, Alexander. It's a serious lead. I called Doncaster, a person matching Custer's.
Look for him at the...
What?
Trust me.
You appear to be very sure of yourself. Very well. I'll call...
Chief Inspector, I will...
As you wish. Please go ahead.
Hello, the black...
Speaking. Dick Dudley Don.
Is there Mr. Customer?
He arrived today. Shall I call him for you?
No, it is you I wish to speak.
But who is this Cust?
Have you heard about the ABC case?
Oh, yes.
You're in danger.
Do you think that Cust might be dangerous? Oh, I do hope you're wrong. He seems so harmless, you know.
We must not overestimate the danger. After all, we are not absolutely sure he is guilty.
What should I do?
Watch him. If he leaves the hotel, watch where he is heading. I'll call the police in Doncaster immediately. When they arrive, keep out of the way.
Oh, indeed. I shall keep out of the way. I have a bad heart, you see, and a big shop could kill me. Thank you for having warned me.
Hello, Poirot. We have some good news. While we're waiting to question Cust, we could search his room.
Where does it...
The Marbury Gate. Yes, but stop.
Hastings. With the dentist.
A visit to the...
Button and... To Marbury Gate.
How do you...
I do not think that this is the right time to be peeling potatoes.
My lodgers have got to eat!
But you are contravening health regulations.
Well, it's not as serious as killing someone. I just wanted to help you. I've suspected him for some time, but he appeared so harmless. Oh yes, sometimes he got angry and waved his arms about. But even then, he wasn't frightening. And he was as gentle as a lamb again immediately afterwards. It was only this morning that I understood. He told me he was going to Cheltenham, but my daughter saw him at Euston Station. It's not the right station. To get to Cheltenham, you have to take the train from Paddington. And what's more, Mr. Cuss left behind an ABC with Doncaster underlined. But when I see how I'm being treated, I wonder if I was right.
One moment, please. How did you know that Cuss had underlined Doncaster in his railway guide?
I went and had a look in his room.
I see. Do you make a habit of searching through your lodger's belongings?
Well, what are you going to do later? I bet you're going to poke around his room too.
Tell me, did you have any other reason to suspect Mr. Cuss?
He's rather queer. He talks to himself. He has a bad cough. Because of the war, he says. And then he was in Churston when that millionaire got murdered. I found his train ticket when I washed his coat. He didn't want me to wash his shirt. He washed it himself. But I did see big brown stains on it.
Do you think it was blood?
It might have been.
Cuss used to travel for his work. Is that correct?
Yes, although he was unwell on trains.
Do you know where Cuss was at the time of the murder in Andover and Bexhill? On June the 21st and July the 25th?
No idea.
But surely you keep a register.
It won't do you much good. Mr. Cuss rents his room for the year. If he goes away for a few days, I have no reason to make a note of it. Ah, I remember one thing. Bexhill's by the sea, right?
Indeed, it is a large seaside resort.
Well, as it happens, at the start of July, Mr. Cuss asked me to repair his bathing dress. Suspicious, huh?
That does not help me much. There are hundreds of English towns by the sea. Anything else?
Well, I was only saying. I also forgot to say that he started buying newspapers that talked about the case.
Which newspapers?
The evening ones and the daily ones.
That will be all for now. I'm going to take a look at his room.
Take the key on the counter. I don't think...
The truth is becoming apparent, and I have something to say to Miss... I have something to say. Mrs. Marbury, if I am to believe the register, you rented room 306 to a certain Mr. Fishman on the day of the Bexhill murder. Room 306 is Cuss's room. Can you explain yourself?
If I did, it was because Mr. Cuss wasn't here. What about it?
You rented the same room to two people. That's fraud.
Calm down, Mr. Poirot. My lodgings were full and I couldn't let poor Mr. Fishman sleep outside.
Laudanum camera. Laudanum. The subject would probably... Diethyl barbituric. I know this medicine. The subject would probably... This dark stain. How hopeful. This place is a real mess. The least we can say that Mr. Cust is not very concerned about order and balance. It's an ABC. A long-bladed knife. The subject would probably be... John Milligan. Dear Sir, regarding the schedule of your... This letter is... Cust is parsimonious. Did Cust... I have to get the ribbon. The right-hand heel has been... The left-hand heel has been removed. And here is the ribbon. Let us see if it was indeed. I only need the ink ribbon for my inquiry. I will let Jack clean the keyboard if he wishes. And here is the ribbon. Let us see if it was indeed used to write the letters sent by ABC. I only need the ink ribbon for my inquiry. I will let Jack clean the keyboard if he wishes. All the letters announcing the murders were written on cursed typewriter. ABC guys. This knife is stocking. ABC. Trousers. The Bex. Most. All the men. Let us now try. The register shows no use. Goodbye, Mrs. Marbury.
I look forward to seeing you.
Ah, Chief.
Good evening.
I'm sorry I'm late. I've spent ages with the Doncaster police.
I have established.
I've listened closely to what...
That is what we're... Let us now try.
The evidence against Cust is overwhelming.
C'est vrai. The blood. C'est meurtre. You would When can you...
Don.
Arsec.
He's...
It's...
He may... It's not...
Très...
Right.
Chief...
All right.
To Scotland Yard. It is not the right... This man is not in good shape. He is worried and very tired, and other police have been hard on him.
What do you...
Good day, ABC. Do you know who I am?
Someone who's got it in for me.
I am Hercule Poirot, and I want nothing other than the truth.
Ah, you're the detective.
Yes, I am the person you have been sending the letters to.
I didn't write these letters. I've already said so.
Très bien. You did not hide these letters. But the question remains, who did?
Probably one of my enemies. I have many.
I do not believe that you are capable of murder, Mr. Cust.
I hope not.
You suffered during the war.
It's true. I was wounded. I suffered. But the army was the only place I didn't feel inferior. No questions. Just orders to follow.
But ever since you were wounded, you have absences, bouts of amnesia.
And headaches.
Professor Clark treated you.
Yes, a few years ago he really helped me with my burned throat.
Of course, you never considered killing a doctor who took such good care of you.
No. No, never.
Do you deny being at the scene of the crimes?
So? There was no harm in being there. It was only for my work.
Take this. It will help you.
Oh, good God, my shirt is...
Bon. I now know where the bloodstains Mrs. Marbury saw came from. Are you well enough? Do you deny being at the scene of the crimes?
So? There was no harm in being there. It was only for my work.
You were seen at all the crime scenes.
Yes, I was. I travel a lot. But not for pleasure. I am terribly unwell in trains. But I had to respect my engagements. My employer gave me very precise written instructions about the towns I had to visit.
Let's see. The company you claim to work for, Silky Legs, has never heard of you. And as for these letters they sent you, they were written on your own typewriter.
The company sent me the typewriter when I started working for them.
Yes, but the letters were received afterwards. So it would appear that you typed them before sending them to yourself.
I don't remember. Good God! I don't know what's happening to me. My head hurts terribly.
Take this. It will help you.
Oh.
Let us see. But I'm not wrong. Let us leave Cust alone.
And? What?
Plenty. Let us now...
I don't see any clearer than before.
There is one point. C'est curieux.
Let's keep...
But you see, he did not... He can't...
Come on.
Because...
How?
Let us now try and... You see?
But if he's a mad...
You know very well that...
Very well.
Have faith. To White Haven, please.
Cust's arrest is a great success for you, Poirot. It's all clear now, except maybe one or two details.
Details. Ah, mon ami. The devil is in the detail, as we say. Surtout pas. The white ammunition are blank cartridges. The others... The revolver is... Flicker, September the 11th, 1935. ABC affair, Terminus Doncaster. Japp and Poirot arrest the killer. A.B. Cost is the name of the alphabet murderer. The police have arrested him in a hotel in Doncaster. Was preparing to kill his fourth victim, Mr. Dick Dudley Dunbar. The Lancet, September 11th, 1935. General Medical Journal. How? But is
What about telling...
Surtout pas.
What about...
Surtout. Voila, I entrust you with my weapon.